What is up, everyone? We are back with another episode of Shaping the Culture. Let's just get to it. The whole secular sacred divide. There is no distinction in the scriptures. Some of us have trust issues with God, and some of us, it's like, does God really got us? You can't engage the culture with the gospel that first has not engaged you. Like, you know how people are like, oh, that's just who I am. Nah.
Drop the mic. Drop the mic. Drop the mic.
Shaping the code.
So this is a nice little segue from your "don't be an island" statement. What advice or encouragement would you give someone who isn't trying to be an island, but is struggling to find a healthy Christian community?
Me and my wife, we just get out of this season. I think I was kind of transparent on one of our podcasts recently. I've been in Atlanta for 4 years, and I had such a strong church community back in Chicago. And when I came to Atlanta, it was really hard to build relationships. People came around me and my wife for the wrong reasons, and it just wasn't authentic, and it was just weird. And I don't know. It was just strange. We found ourselves in a very lonely season for the first 2 years being in Atlanta, contemplating moving back home to Chicago. And what we did was, this is gonna sound real churchy. We prayed and we fasted, because I think sometimes I think God's overall heart for us is for us not to be on an island. But I do think that sometimes there are seasons where God will make things hard for you. Because ultimately, what he wants is intimacy, relationship with you. And so looking back, I was like, God, I was kind of like, look, when I'm mad at God, I'll be honest with him. I'll be like, God, you want me to be, I want community, and like, ain't nobody trying to be our friends out here. You know what I'm saying? And God was like, I feel like God now is showing me, it's like, no, didn't you get closer with me in the process? And don't you have community now? And so I think one thing that you should ask yourself is, what is God trying to teach you about you? What is God trying to teach you about community? What are you learning in this process, in this dry season of not having a community? And are you truly, truly seeking him for it? You probably are. But I think that when you seek the Lord for it and really pray and fast, he'll give you what you need, but in the meantime, he'll teach you so many things about him. And so me and my wife, we go closer to the Lord praying for community. Also too, I don't know if you are in a local church, because I don't know you, but if you are in a local church, I think voicing it, like truly telling people, I want you to be my friend. I literally had to do that, because when I first came to Atlanta, people thought like me and Jackie had all the friends in the world, and they was afraid to talk to us. We was like, no. We want you to be our friend, bro. Like, invite us over, you know what I'm saying? And so I really had to voice that to people. Like, no, I like you, Like, when you get grown, the friendship gets weird. Like, when we 11, we just make friends naturally. But when we get in the 30s, you got to be like, can you be my friend? Like, it gets real awkward, right? But I think that you have to do that. You know what I'm saying? If you see somebody that you admire their walk, sometimes you might just have to voice it. Like, come into my life, and I want to be in yours. And if you feel like it's genuine and real, do it.
Ask a quick follow-up question.
Yeah.
For your personal experience, how long was the process between praying and fasting and God answering that prayer?
Like 4 or 5 months.
Okay.
4 or 5 months. I met a guy in the church who I've seen before, and he offered to help me move. And at the end of our day, after moving for 3 days, I was like, oh, I think you're going to be one of my best friends. And like, so me and my wife, we vacationed with him and his wife. I mean, and then, we just built friends naturally. And I had my other friends in Atlanta, like Ezekiel, but he's always traveling. I'm always traveling. So I wanted people in my local community, and he answered that. And it was people amongst me that I didn't even know that could be my friend. And I feel like God had to do it. And so I think God wants to show you that he's God even in your relationships, even in your community. He wants to show you. And so I think you just got to seek him and He'll show Himself to be God in that area too.